Okay, so I can't say this is going to be easy because when you think of ALF, the one person that I think about is definitely Greg.
I watched you as a father, as a dad, and I learned a lot about how you could live that life of parenthood and community work as one.
You made American Leadership Forum Silicon Valley stronger through your wisdom and through your considerable grace.
I am so blessed to have been inspired by you, to have learned from you, and to have been challenged by you.
When you talk to the guy, you really do feel like you're the only person in the room or in the world that he's listening to.
Most important lesson by far is really a gift, and it's the gift you've given me of a kind of peace.
Because of your leadership, I will be a better leader. Because of your leadership, I know it's my duty to look out for those who don't have a voice and need somebody to look out for them.
The ability to listen with intent and an open mind is not a skill that comes naturally for me, but is clearly one that comes in spades for Greg.
We are all most grateful to you, and I am especially.
And now, a special presentation that we're going to give to Greg Ranstrom.
Poet T.S. Eliot said, "We shall not cease from exploration, and at the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." These words were reinterpreted by Jacqueline Novogratz, author of Manifesto for a Moral Revolution, a book I highly recommend. She reminds us that we are made from what came before. We make ourselves out of the promises that lie ahead, and we are always in the process of becoming. She was a believer in patient capital, an early advocate of impact investing. I learned about what I think of as patient leadership from Greg Ranstrom. The investing Greg does is in other people. He has patience with process and people, and like no one else I have ever met, he understands the power of a pause. Initially, Greg came along to the wilderness for class 16 years ago, to facilitate the week-long experience we have all come to cherish as vintage ALF. He stayed, and his role grew to be the quiet guide for the fellows' experience because he respected and understood the power of this idea that we come from what is before. We make ourselves in the promises ahead, and we are always in the process of becoming. Greg's patience, his willingness to do nothing if nothing is what is needed, his peaceful centeredness, these are now a part of the very strong weave that ALF has become today, and a part of each one of us and what we are becoming on our own paths. Every role brings with it many decisions. Of all the decisions I encountered at ALF, trusting more and more of the experience to Greg Ranstrom was perhaps the most important. Thank you, Greg, for all you have done for each one of us and our collective ALF experience.
Chris.
You know, when I first started working with Greg, as the CEO, I would come to him and I would say, "The class isn't starting on time." And he would smile and shrug. Or I'd say, "Attendance is down this class," and he would smile and shrug. And Or I'd say, people are not gelling. We can't have a real discussion about race around here. And he would smile and shrug. And my frustration grew and grew with this guy that was always smiling and shrugging. Until I realized that the problem was that I was just skimming the surface. And I began to see Greg as my river raft captain, because I began to understand that he was operating at a much deeper level, at the deeper level of the undercurrent of life, that he was in touch with the rhythm of life. And Greg asked me to go on that ride with him. You know, probably about a year into our relationship, I accepted that invitation, and it has made all the difference in my leadership and in my life. And I continue to accept that invitation for Greg even more powerfully, because I know that even with ALS, Greg has not stopped riding that current and inviting me and other people to participate in it. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Thank you, brother, from the bottom of my heart.
The renowned spiritual teacher Ram Dass said, "We're all just walking each other home." And today, I'm reflecting on the hundreds of miles you've walked with us, Greg. 341 of us, along trails and up mountains, in labyrinths around parks, along the beaches and around campfires, inquiring, listening, and guiding. You've deeply influenced the lives of leaders and then go on to lead with, who then go on to lead with new perspectives and tools, touching the lives of hundreds and thousands of others. Over this last year, you've taught us all so much, with or without words, in how you show up for life with courage and grace. I particularly remember the words around the campfire at our last night in this year, is July of 2019. You said, "We're not going back to reality. Here in nature and in close relationship with each other, that is reality. That is real." I would love to have shown the entire tribute video that people submitted for you, but 85 people submitted and it was 90 minutes. So rest assured, a lot of people are sending you love right now, Greg. It is a great honor with the past and present ALF CEOs and our board chair to graduate you as a member of Class 37.
Okay, so I can't say this is going to be easy.
Wow. Thank you so much for this recognition. You can see it up above my head here. I am so appreciative. Thank you, Suzanne and Chris and Anne, for presenting it. It's been wonderful working with you over the years, and with Anne DeBusk, all the board members and committees, and all the fellows in this network. I am just so honored to be a part of this network. Yeah. The moments of connection I've had with so many of you are just so meaningful to me. If there were times where you felt more included, I was able to deeply listen or provide skilled facilitation. It's only because you create that context for me to be closer to my ideal self. And I think that's what we do for each other at ALF. We love and support each other. And then with that, we're able to dive into the deeper conversation about our responsibility for the failed systems that exist in society. And when we can combine that deep respect, love, listening, and hold each other accountable for our own part in the fragmentation of society, then we have a chance at creating a future that is way better than the past. I can't tell you how often many of you inform my actions. It's your experiences and stories and perspectives and ways of seeing and acting in the world that give me wisdom and courage and commitment to be a little better and serve the world most powerfully. So it's just a beautiful thing that I'm so honored to be a part of. I also want to say that beyond the incredible love and support that I get from my family and close friends, this network has shown up for me in such a powerful way. Since my diagnosis, there are just so many people who have reached out to me, and I only, I try not to have too many or focus on too many frustrations, but one is they don't have the capacity or energy to thank you all as much as I want to. You continue to show up for me, and it's just, with the love and support, given my current challenges, but also allowing me to continue to do purposeful work, creating this job platform for coordinating networks that are serving the common good. So I am just so grateful for all that you have done for me, and so honored that you've taken the time to recognize what for me has been some of the most important work of my life. So thank you. I love you.